Hi you guys, it is me Clarissa here on Clarissa Says, where Clarissa says it all and that is how I feel. So I am in my bed, as you guys can see, and I just couldn't help but think about TAMLA HORSFORD. Like, this case really has been on my mind, on my family's mind, and I know on a whole bunch of other Americans, and just forget Americans, people around the world that have heard this story due to YouTube videos or due to research or whatever, that have been able to come across the story, their minds as well. And the reason being is that there's a lot of details that do not make any sense. Now, before I go any further, I am speaking. I know my tongue is yellow, so just pay attention to what I am saying. It is very important. This is about someone that has died, passed, and their case was not actually solved properly. It was just dismissed as an accidental fall, which we all know does not correlate with the actual bruises and the actual situation or the times or whatever. Everything, all the details aren't added. So I'm going to give you guys a TAMLA HORSFORD update. And again, just disregard my yellow tongue. I am doing an apple cider vinegar, turmeric, and a little bit of cayenne pepper concoction daily, and I didn't take it in the morning, so I had to take it tonight. So I took it, and that's why my tongue is yellow. So again, ignore that, because what I'm saying out of my mouth is more important than you focusing on my tongue. Yeah, so this kind of stuff makes me truly aggravated, to put that out there. And the case has been dismissed. Now, everyone's talking about Jussie Smollett. People are talking about Kim Kardashian. People are talking about what happened with Just Hilarious, with the whole thing on the plane with the Muslim people. All this other stuff that is really for the birds, and like really is not like important. Okay, those topics are important, but the hype that these topics have compared to someone's life that has now been taken from them, it's extremely flabbergasting. Like, there was no like mainstream media whatsoever on this case for Tamla at all. Like, what gets me upset is that, like I said in my other video, if this was, the other way around, where there was fully, the whole party was black women and black males and one white woman, they would not have closed the case. They would not have claimed it as accidental. They would have did the research. They would have known that if the same thing happened to someone else, and something really did happen, someone really did go through the trouble of killing someone, they would have investigated deeper, and they would have found out that literally the girl was killed. Whereas this one, they just rule it as an accidental case. I don't understand how they can rule this case as an accidental case when all the evidence is there proving that there was no accident. So I want to go into my theories in this video as to specifically what I believe may or may not have happened, quote unquote, to her, because we don't really know. And I'm also going to go through a couple of details that will back up my theories now. Now, what I do want to let you guys know ahead of time, just to put it out there, the most annoying thing that gets me about this whole entire topic, and not to say this is a truly important point, but I'm just going to put it out there. The articles, all of the articles honestly said that there were all white people there. White people. John, Jeanne, spelled John Myers. Okay, I'll still say that's kind of a like close to a Spanish name, but okay, we'll keep it. But Jose Barrera, we know that's Spanish. He's Spanish. That's a black person. That's melanated. Just putting it out there. You're not white. I hate the conditioning of white supremacist America. I hate the fact that they are able to control our brains and able to push out the message that they want or that benefits them. And I feel like in this case, this is something that happened. We are just, not I say we, but the melanated population, the people, the mass majority, forget melanated population, the majority of the universe, the world, America, is really just finding this case out. And it's March, actually the end of March. Normal cases like this is broadcasted all over the news, even if it was in Forsyth or Forsyth County, or in Cunningham. I think it was in Cunningham, Georgia, where she was at. But regardless of where it was within the United States, it would have been broadcasted because this is, if it was the other way around, this would have been something very unusual to happen. Just to put it out there, there's people that fall from ladders every single day that gets broken wrist, broken arm, broken leg. Cases for them to get a broken lung, very slim, especially for the feet. The distance that she fell with, quote unquote, was 16 feet. So it wasn't even over 20, 30, 40, 50 feet. Okay, those damages can be pretty bad, but 16 feet, the damages are not that bad. Mind you, it can happen. Not to say it can't happen, but on normal cases, there's always that 1% or 10% of things happening to someone. And this is just not one of those cases, but that's what they're claiming it to be. Now, what I do want to go ahead and do is go into some details, like I said I was going to do, regarding some missing details. Let's start off with people leaving. So people were leaving from the time of 1 something in the morning. Well, the first time they said that Tamla went out the door was around 1 o'clock, 1:30. And she was trying to leave. And at that point in time when she was trying to leave, they basically convinced her to stay because she said that she was too drunk, right? But then other people started to leave. It was 2 other people that left, and then a couple that left. First thing in the morning, like around 8:45-ish, 8 something in the morning, they left. So in between the time of 1 something to 8 something, people were leaving, right? Now put it out there. If people are leaving and there is an alarm on the door, how come there really was only one notification or timestamp of the balcony door being open, and it was close to around 7-ish o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning? But yet they found her, quote unquote, at 9 a.m. or 8:59, but technically it shows in the autopsy that was really technically around 7 a.m., which was 2 hours prior to 9 a.m. So you're telling me when those 2 people were leaving, the couple at least, just putting those 2 out there on the books, the couple, Tom and whoever the other name was for the lady, sorry if I forget her name, but the couple that left at 8:45 or 8:40-ish in the morning, you're telling me you didn't notice that you didn't see Tamla or Tammy. You didn't notice her not there before you left. If I go to sleep over, I'm going to pay attention to who's there still, who's not there, what's going on. Did it make it home safe? Did she make it home? Okay, so she didn't go home because you stayed there. So where is she? Is she still sleeping? Is she okay? If she was that drunk that she could not leave, then why wouldn't you notice that she was not around? And then to put it out there, this was supposed to be an all girls mom football sleepover. Why are there 3 males there? I don't understand. I still don't get it. And on top of that, when it comes down to the details of her bruises, it's stated that she had bruises on her face, she had bruises on her arms, her arm was dislocated, she had lacerations on her ankles, and her shins had marks on them. A whole bunch of bruises and what's the word I'm looking for? I guess just wounds. A whole bunch of bruises and wounds that she had that they associated with a fall. But all of those bruises and wounds that she had could not have been from a fall. Oh, and let's throw this out there as well before I go into the theories. They mentioned that Tamla had Xanax and alcohol and THC in her system, and they mentioned that she was over the intoxication level. The first thing is, just put it out there, like I already mentioned, they didn't want her to go home. But at the same time, they were all there drinking. She's there somewhere safe. So if my friend's having a slumber party, that should be somewhere I can feel safe to drink, heavier or get drunk or just, as they call, turn up with people that I feel love for me or care for me or will make sure that I'm okay and safe. They would take care of me if I got too messed up. I'm pretty sure that they were probably egging her on. I mean, she has 5 kids. I heard 5 kids and a stepchild. I don't know if that's included within the 5 or 5 kids and then including a stepchild. I'm not totally sure. But I know it's 5 kids for a fact, and I know the 5 kids were biological. So I think she also has a stepchild or a goddaughter or a godson. I'm not sure. That's just what people were talking about. But 5 kids biologically, you mean to tell me that she doesn't know her limit? No, I'm pretty sure that they was probably egging her on, like, we're having fun and they passing her drinks and she's just going. And on top of that, let's put it out there. They also mentioned that Tamla had Xanax in her system. John, which is the homeowner's, house, the girlfriend of Jose Barrera, the one who went in and tampered with evidence, got fired, and then rehired him. Crazy, right? Yeah, she has anxiety. Like she actually is prescribed for anxiety. Like she gets Xanax for anxiety. So how did Tamla get Xanax in her system? They probably gave her a Xanax pill. They probably put a pill in her drink. They probably dosed her up without her knowing. They probably offered one to her, and I don't know if she accepted or not. I'm just giving, details here. I'm not sure of what really happened, but these are just things that gets me kind of frustrated because in the stories they make it seem like, oh, she brought THC, she had Xanax in her system, she had liquor. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure there was at least half of the crew, if not more, with also intoxication and also Xanax or something, and also with weed or something like that as well. She didn't just come to this party to smoke and do all that. Now she was a smoker, and that was fact that she was a smoker. But I think she smoked cigarettes, more so than THC. But again, this was a party, and I don't know. People do bring stuff like that to parties, so I wouldn't put it past the idea. However, if it was for her specifically, I don't know. Maybe she just wanted to look cool, so she bought it, even if she doesn't really smoke it for real. People do that all of the time. Or should I say, even if she's not a heavy smoker or consistent smoker, if she just did it for the moment, for the party to be, memorable or hype or bring live to the party, for them to have more fun. I don't know. But that can be a case as to why it was brought to the actual get together. Now, let's go into some theories because I don't want this video going too long, but I just have to get this off of my mind before I go to sleep because it's really bothering me seeing all this other stuff that is like, what about Tamla? Like, what about Tamla? This case has been ruled as an accidental case, and it's not at all. Like, they killed her. They plotted against her and they killed her. I don't know if that was the plan originally, but I do know that's what happened, and I know that they definitely covered their tracks. I know that Jose Barrera works within the courthouse, and he also works as like one of the state attorney, like cops or whatever. He works within the county. He knows what's up. He's very involved with cases, so he knows the processes and he knows what to say, what not to say. He knows what to do, what to look for. And I think that he made sure that everything was in line and in place so that they would not get in trouble. Reason being is because people were saying different stories. Like the people that were attending the event were saying completely different stories than what he was saying. They were saying that, she was last seen on the balcony, but everyone else was saying she was last seen inside and that she was trying to go and leave. And that was the last that he heard, that she was trying to get ready to go. And then stories say, like I mentioned already, that they tried, well, they didn't try, they convinced her to stay. And now we see the results of that. So let's go into the theories, right? My first theory of what specifically happened to Tamla was that at the time that she was trying to go and they were not allowing her to go, I think that's probably when she realized that she was probably drugged. Like, she really was under, like, an influence that she was not, like, aware of, that she did not agree to do, that she did not know that she was going to be under, most likely the Xanax, because Xanax is for anxiety, so it calms you down. Like, if you're a very anxiety, it's not anxiety, I can't say anxiety in the past tense or in verb tense. If you have a high anxiety levels, what Xanax does is calm you down. Like, it really slows your thinking down. It really slows you down. It really slows you down. So if you mix that with alcohol, you now have like a very up and down kind of roller coastery kind of experience and moment going on here. And that's probably what happened. She probably felt that Xanax or whatever they put in that thing in a drink kick in. She was like, oh no, I need to get home. I really don't know these people like that. And I don't feel comfortable staying here overnight, especially not in the condition that I am as of right now. So I need to go home. But of course, they convinced her to stay. And when she decided that she did not want to stay, she probably started to put up a fight because she is under the influence and she does not want to stay. And she has the right to put up a fight to say, no, I don't want to be somewhere where I don't feel safe. So she probably started to put up a fight in a drunkenly manner or in a very slow motion manner or whatever kind of manner. And they started fighting her back, manhandling her in a way. And it turned into something way more than it needed to be. And she ended up passing. And from her passing inside of the house, they then threw her over the balcony to make it look like something like something actually happened to her, like something like she actually accidentally fell off a balcony. Another theory is, okay, so say for instance they didn't actually drug her and she did know that she took a Xanax, like they said, oh, the girl was like, oh yeah, I take Xanax or whatever, because people pop pills. I'm not a pop pill person, but people pop pills and they getting hyped, they're enjoying their life, whatever they do, whatever they party and do whatever they do, and say, okay, I'll try one. And she started feeling weird. So she's like, I want to go home. And the same exact story. Now she felt weird and she's like, I'm going to go. She took for herself to take it. She doesn't feel comfortable anymore. Now she wants to go. And now they don't want her to leave. And they still end up in a fight situation. They still end up trying to cover the tracks. And they maybe they didn't even throw her over the deck. Maybe they literally placed her there. Because the reason why I said that is because, just to go ahead and explain, when you listen to the 911 call, which when I do get up in the morning, I'll link it in the description box below. But if you listen to the 911 call, it literally sounds like he already knows that she's not breathing. Like the operator, well, I'm referring to Jose Barrera. The operator didn't ask him, like, like basically he was talking ahead of time. He was saying things that the operator was not even asking or referring to. She was just trying to see, is she breathing? Is she breathing? She is stiff. Is she breathing? She can be stiff and still be breathing. She is stiff, there's no movement, blah, 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 stuff like that. Like, you already know she's dead before you even called the freaking cops. You knew she was dead. And the fact that you know that she was dead and you didn't even touch her, because the way that he was speaking was that he didn't go to check to see if she was breathing, because he already knew she wasn't breathing. So how do you already know that she was breathing? And it's really weird to me that for someone to have fallen, like, as they say, over a deck or over a balcony rail, that you're not going to hear a bit boom, or pop, or pop, or something, just some kind of a noise, pop, something, some kind of a noise of a fall, like a thud, like a boom, like a thud, something. You would have heard something. So let's just, continue with the theories. So those are the two theories. The one theory, they drugged her, they put the Xanax in her drink or whatever. She didn't know, and she's mixing alcohol. She got so messed up. She wanted to go, and she decided to leave. They didn't want her to go, and so they ended up put a fight. Ended up, man had learned too much, and she ended up passing from whatever situation happened or whatever. The second one was that she actually agreed to do the Xanax. She agreed due to the party. I'm pretty sure they did if she did as well. And she started feeling uncomfortable. She says getting a little too late. Maybe it was her plan to really leave either way, not to stay, because she does have kids and she does have a husband. So she wants to enjoy and make sure that she is a part of the mother, the mother group of football mom. But at the same time, she knows she has responsibilities. So she said, I'm going to go. I'm going to stay a little late. I'm going to leave. And that be that. And they didn't want her to go. So she put up a fight. She ended up maybe they got into an argument. And then they ended up, not letting her go. She put up a fight. And then things turned for the worse. That's the second theory. And then to make it look like, she actually did something accidentally did happen. They either threw her over the balcony or the deck, or they placed her face down and let her, like it happened. That's the first two theories. The third theory is literally, let's take it there, okay? So literally, I saw a couple videos, and because I can't see it now, because the post was all the way back in November, and I honestly don't even know John Myers' Facebook, because I've been trying to look for it, but I think there's been some updates because I can't find the original post that I'm referring to. But basically, it was said on the post that Myers was like, she said whatever she had to say about the situation prior to, to whatever happened. And then she was like, no one fell off of my deck. No one fell off of my deck. So you're talking, this is around the time that the case was, open, and this is fresh. This is fresh. Well, just what happened, and John is saying no one fell off of my deck. So if no one fell off of my deck or fell off of your deck, how did she get outside face down? Someone had to have placed her face down there for her to be able to be found there. So what's the third theory, you guys? What do you think the third theory is? The third theory is that there was never a balcony fall. The third theory is they staged cigarettes, they staged all the stuff, make it look like it was her, accidentally falling. And it could have been some real set up stuff. They really could have set her up, because it really is weird to me that there was 3 males there that were not supposed to be there originally. It was an all-women mom football team sleepover, first off. Second, how the hell did people leave in between the time, but she was the only one who didn't leave? Everybody else that wanted to leave got to leave, but she's the only one that was convinced, I'm not going to say forced, convinced to stay. And then fourth, why Jose Barrera, why would he be at work looking up a case when he knows the outcome? If she fell off of a balcony, then she fell off a balcony. And what are you looking for? What is it looking to? So what if they really planned it? What if they said, you know what, this girl and her husband, they are too much like us. They too much, they're doing too much in the community. They're too good. They're too happy. Their kids are, smart. They're melanated. They are taking over. They want to bring more people in there. Eventually, we're going to take over subconscious. Maybe it may not have been like a conscious thought, but subconsciously, what if it really was that deep? And from those subconscious thinkings, it turned into the situation that it happened, and then they had to figure out a way to hide it. And then that's what they did. They staged everything, because if the autopsy report says she died at 7 o'clock, just go through the details. I already did my video. You guys can watch it. I'll link that up there as well. I'll give you a card. I probably already put it in the video somewhere, but if I did not, you'll see it above here. But if you did see it, go ahead and click it, go back, or you can go to my next video, the last video I post about this. But again, it showed 7 a.m. around the time that she passed. So they called at 9. What were they doing for 2 hours? 2 hours? What the hell were they doing for 2 hours? I don't understand. I don't get it. To me, they were hiding evidence. To me, they were coming up with a plan. To me, they were making up what they're going to say, how they're going to say it, and how they're going to move. And Jose Barrera was way too calm on the phone. I mean, John, she sounded kind of more like urgent, more empathetic about the situation. But John was just like a breeze, like, oh, it didn't, yeah, she's not still. Okay, yeah, she's fine. Okay, I guess my shoes on. Okay, yeah, they can go up the back door. Like, why is he so calm? Like, that is a big red flag. And it's also a big red flag is the fact that there's a media control in the situation. There's a lot of media control in this case with Tamla because if there were not any media control being done, this case would have been everywhere. So there's something that we are missing about this case that needs to be figured out. And I'm just going to add this tidbit here. Can somebody let me know how her husband is doing? You know, I haven't really heard much of a uproar from him, from any videos, any articles, any of that nature, which kind of finds me, is finding me very weirded out as well, because if your wife died, I mean, I would expect for you to be everywhere also. And I haven't really seen that many articles or any stories or whatever on him being like that. I don't know if it's because right now he's in shock or he's in, grieving right now for his loss, which I can understand. Totally, I can understand. But I'm not totally sure. If I was a husband and I know what was going on, I would make sure I do everything in my power to keep the case open. Now, in the video that I gave to you guys, he's still moving forward with, of course, lawyers and trying to make the case open. But I don't know. I just want to know how he's doing. I need some energy from him. You guys need to continue to put the energy towards the family. So with that being said, I am about to go to sleep. I just have to get that out of my mind and off my chest before I can go to sleep. This is more like a vlog, Tamla Horrsford, what really happened, and my theories update. I don't know if that's the title, but that's what I think I'm going to title it. I hope that you guys have a wonderful night. If you have not followed my channel already, go ahead and subscribe. Hit the notification bell on the right side of my screen. If you're a returning subscriber, hey fam, thank you for joining my videos today. I can't wait to see my next ones, up and coming ones. If you are new to my channel, thank you for watching this video today. Hope you check out my other videos that I have on my channel. And I look forward to seeing your engagement and your activity thus far. Like I said, leave it in the comment section down below any information that you know about Tamla's husband, how the kids are doing, your theories on what happened. Of course, there was some racist stuff I feel like it happened as well. That's the theory. Like I said, within the setup, the last theory I gave you had to be some racist stuff. Forest Hill is just a really country place. But with that being said, I'm going to let you guys go. And I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night.